morning, everybody. I know it's been a couple of days, just been running ragged and busy, First of all, I want to start this video off by just saying that I'm just completely in awe, man. It's so hard to believe how crazy the world is right now. It's hard to believe, like, the mindset and the mentality of people right now. It's disgusting. It's hard to stomach. It's hard to watch. It's hard to hear. It's almost it's unbelievable how people are out here shooting each other, killing each other. This whole gun situation is really becoming an issue all across the country. It's like it doesn't even matter where you are anymore, what you're doing. It's like you're vulnerable, and always like it's like no matter where you are, you're in a war zone, a combat zone. It seems like at any given moment, any given time, any given day, things can pop off and transpire just like that, and before you know it, people are dead. It's ridiculous, man, and it's like I said, I feel bad for people with kids, man. It's like I couldn't imagine having to worry about your child every day going to school, man, and just not even knowing what's going to happen and transpire from one moment to the next, man. It's ridiculous. One thing I'm noticing about these young boys out here, man, these young males, these young black males especially, is there's no separation from reality and entertainment. There's no separation from fiction and non-fiction in a lot of these young boys' minds when it comes to the video games, to the music, movies, the TV. There's no separation. It's like whatever they're doing in video games and whatever they're hearing in the music is exactly what they're going out here trying to live out and portray and do. And that's exactly what's happening right before our eyes. Every time you see one of these videos, one of these camera footage videos of something transpiring amongst these youth, it's like watching them in a video game. It's like the same way. If you know anything about these new video games today, like Fortnite, PUBG, and Call of Duty, and Grand Theft Auto, if you actually watch these games, and if you actually see how the character maneuvers and how the character is carrying his gun, and if you actually pay attention to that, it's almost like they're actually trying to it's almost identical to what you see in these camera footages when things happen amongst these young guys. It's crazy, man. It's like they're actually doing exactly what they're doing in the video game. And it's like, nobody wants to hear this, and nobody wants to talk about this, and nobody wants to admit this, but that's exactly what's going on. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what's happening. And because of it, the direct reflection and outcome of it is nothing but disaster and catastrophe and tragedy amongst these communities, man. It's really a sad thing. It's really an unfortunate thing that these are the times that we're living in, and these are the times that we're enduring in the black communities, in the black neighborhoods. It's unfortunate that your kids can't even play outside no more without a shootout or a drive-by being possible any given moment. It's like you can't even go to the gas station to get gas without these dudes abruptly and randomly and spontaneously shooting at each other. You can't even go to the grocery store, obviously, as we already learned a couple of weeks ago in Buffalo. You can't even go to school anymore. You can't even go to a graduation party anymore. It's like your best bet is to just stay away. Stay away, stay out the way, go home, go to work, go home, go to work, go home. It's like at this point, it's almost like, and it has nothing to do with living in fear. Please, I'm so tired of hearing that, man. Like this, it has nothing to do with living in fear. Okay, not living cautiously and not being aware can cost you your life, whether you were living in fear or not. Okay, and it has everything to do with being aware of your surroundings and aware of your movements and your maneuvers out here. Okay, because 1 split second can literally cost you your life. And it's getting to that point now. It's getting to that point now where it's like you can't live a normal life no more. It's like you can't do things normally like you used to do them. That's out of the window. And it's actually to that point now where it's like any type of normalcy or any type of normal routine you used to have just doesn't exist anymore, and these are the times that we're living in. This is the times that this is what's going on out here. It's that real, man. It's that serious, and there's really nothing that we can do about it at this point but be aware and be cautious and take the extra precautions and necessary plans and just for your family, for the safety of your family, for the safety of yourself, for the safety of your loved ones. It's like this is the time to really get something set in stone and get some type of foundation and homestead set up to where you're self-sufficient as possible, as much as possible. You're growing your own food. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're just doing things for yourself as much as possible, and having to deal with this crazy society least as possible, because I feel like the least you deal with this with society and this world and the chaos that's going on, the more longevity you're going to add to your life, into your family's life, into your loved one's life. It's just that real, and it has, like I said, it has nothing to do with living in fear. It has nothing to do with not having faith. It has nothing to do. If you go all throughout the Bible and you look at all the stories that the prophets and all these people went through, it's like, yeah, they kept their faith, they kept their mind and their they stayed in the Word, and they kept God in their corner. They kept God as support, but at the same time they were taking action. Okay, all right. It's like they weren't just sitting back and whatever the Lord. It's like, no, man, no. Okay, it's like you have to take action. You have to be prepared. You have to be ready. Okay, because that's exactly what it's coming down to, and what is. It's like these young boys are literally going around in groups, robbing people, attacking people, just doing all kind of vicious, slanderous things to people, man, and targeting the elderly on top of that. And just like that, in the blink of an eye, turning around and shooting and killing each other. It's like it's really that chaotic and really that dumbed down at this point, So it's like you can't rely on law enforcement, because they're turning around and shooting them down just as easy and just as fast, and profiling us, just as easy, just as fast. So it's like, at what point do black communities take things into their own hands? At what point do black communities really step up and take the extra steps and actions to bring some sort of calm to the storm? Rent is skyrocketing. Rent is skyrocketing. No matter where you are, no matter where you live, rent is skyrocketing. And that right there should be enough motivation and enough inspiration to really buckle down and really start looking into how you can invest in buying land and buying a home. Buying, you know what I'm saying? Not renting, buying. this is a perfect time to really transition and shift your focus to how you can start owning where you're living and not renting and having to live by someone else's rules and regulations, and still having to pay them ridiculous amount of money every month, and with the rent going up every month. And we already know what's going on with the gas prices. We already know what's going on with the groceries. It's like nothing is going to change no time soon. If anything, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. And what's going to start happening is people are going to really start getting desperate, man. And people are going to actually start purging. It's like, I'm not trying to scare nobody. I'm not trying to be no have no conspiracy and all these theories. And no, man, it's already happening. It's like, look around, look at what's going on. It's already happening. People are literally just going nuts, man, and going crazy. And when things really get desperate and things really go down, it's like, you see how it is already. Now imagine if people are out here hungry. Imagine if people are out here thirsty and with no money and just at a real desperate state. Imagine how people are going to start acting then. You know what I'm saying? People are actually going to start forming cliques and forming gangs and literally trying to overthrow people and steal from people and rob people and will kill if need be. It's going to get that real, man. And it's like things are so crazy. It's like you wouldn't be surprised if we end up in some type of martial law or some type of lockdown. It's like I wouldn't be surprised at this point, for the simple fact of how bad it really truly is at this point, already. And the more and more of these shortages happen, and there's shortages everywhere with everything. There's literally shortages everywhere with everything. Even with people, with workers and laborers, and certain things are just literally not getting done anymore because of the lack of manpower and the lack of laborers. It's like things aren't getting transported the same no more. Things aren't getting imported the way they were anymore. It's like it's really getting serious, man. It's really getting serious. And on top of that, prices on everything are skyrocketing. So it's like what ends up eventually happening, disaster, chaos, complete catastrophe, man. Tragedy, as it's been. You can't even turn on the news, man. It's every day someone is shooting someone senselessly, killing someone senselessly. I mean, from high-powered assault automatic weapons to stabbings. It's like it doesn't even matter how anymore. It's like people are literally just going buck wild and just acting off pure emotion and pure circumstance. It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. Like I said, I feel bad for the people with kids, man, because it's like you have no idea what your child is going to have to endure and experience when they're not in your care or in your reach or in your supervision. It's like it's no telling. It's not even no telling for ourselves individually. So it's like, it's like all you can do at this point is pray, keep the faith. But it's like at the same time, you have to take some sort of action that's going to solidify and, set in some type of foundation and some type of plan for your future and your family's future, because it's going to get real, man. It's going to get real. And a purge is going to start. It's like they don't make those movies for nothing, man. And I'm not living life through a movie. I'm not living life like a movie, but they don't make those movies for nothing, man. And it's going to get that real. It's going to get to the point where people are actually going to start purging, man. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. It really is. It really is, because you already see the mindset and the mentality of people already. You already see it. It ain't a secret. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't a secret, and it don't even matter anymore. White, black, brown, yellow, purple. It don't even matter no more, man. Which goes to show you how dumb and idiotic and ignorant racist white people are when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? It's like above everything else that's going on, and it's like, you know, racism is still very well alive and thriving amongst everything else that's going on, and it's like white people are in the same situation and in the same boat as everybody else, but still letting racism get in the way of us all as a whole moving forward, us as a whole, as a country moving forward, as a society moving forward. It's like that's still overweighing and crippling and handicapping us still. Yeah, it's wicked, man. It's so wicked, you know. And I really do, like I said, I really do feel bad for people, man, because I feel bad for the elderly and I feel bad for the kids, man. I feel so bad for them, you know, because it's like, you know, no one is really there for them like that, and no one really truly cares, you know. And they're at the forefront. It seems like they're the most vulnerable to all this chaos and to all this tragedy, man. And it's unfortunate, man. You know, it's like just in 2 weeks, you've seen it. It's just in 2 weeks, children and elderly people getting shot down like dogs, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like animals. And it's like, if this is what it's literally come to, and this is literally the point that we have reached as a world, as a country, as a society. It's like, man, we have a long way to go before it gets any better. We have a long way to go because it seems like no one cares really. Everyone just wants to shoot some damn body. Everyone just wants to try out their new gun and see what their gun can do. Or it's almost like people are trying to. It's almost like people are hearing about the tragedies in the news and seeing, like all the chaos and all the crazy stories. It's almost like people are watching that and then going out here trying to see if they can top it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes sense. It's so crazy. It's like, oh man, I wonder how many kills I can go get, or how many people I can shoot. Like a video game. It's really like a video game. Like who can get the most kills, or who can have the most. Oh man, it's so crazy, man. And that's why I'm like, yo, it's really that cliche. I really do think it's that black and white, that these video games and these video games and these movies and these shows and this music is really molding people's minds, man, to think and act just as they're doing on the freaking video game, and just as they're doing on the freaking in the music. You know, I really do feel like it's that cliche and that black and white, man, and it's unfortunate, man. It really is. It really is. But with that being said, man, look, I pray for everybody's safety, man. I pray for everybody's well-being, man. Please take care of yourself. Please watch yourself and watch your surroundings. Please be cautious, man. And please just, like I said, like, keep the faith. Stay in the Word. Continue to pray, man. Keep your loved ones close. And just try to always, like, you know, I guess stay as optimistic as possible. As hard as that is, and it's easier said than done, but at this point we have no choice. Y'all be blessed. Stay safe. One.